right, guys, I'm so excited to come your way this afternoon. Let's wait for some more folks to troop in and then we can get started. Now let me share my screen right here. We're just going to jump into this. Let me pull up the instructions. You know, guys, just like it is for any exam that you take, you have to read the instructions very carefully first before you get started. I'm so excited. Before we get started, you're very welcome to the live video. If you are not following our page, if you haven't liked our page, if you haven't subscribed, of course, YouTubers are also live right here. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please make sure you do so. Even before we proceed, make sure you share the link to your friends and everyone else. All right, guys, you guys know what the visa lottery is about. Every year, the Department of State, they allow 55,000 people to apply for a lottery. So it's like a lotto, right? It's a game. So everybody drops their name into a big pool and then they shake, and then they draw out the name. The lucky winners get green cards. Essentially, of course, they go through a process. People are asking for our visa lottery. Our Facebook handle. That's AK. Just search AK POKU Law. AK POKU Law on all social media platforms. AK POKU Law. All right, guys. So let's continue. We're looking at the instructions before we proceed. So please, let's pay close attention so that we don't make a mistake with this application. So first of all, you must be from a participating country. The countries that are not eligible, you guys know yourselves. I've shared information on this. We won't review that. And then secondly, you must have a high school education or its equivalent. High school education for many people means a 12-year formal elementary and secondary education. So for people in Ghana, for example, you have the JHS as well as the SHS certificate. So you have a 12-year course of formal elementary and secondary education. And please note, it says a high school education or its equivalent means a successful completion of a 12-year course of formal elementary and secondary education. So you should make sure that you have a certificate, right? Because if you don't have a certificate, then that means that you probably were not successful in the completion of this course. So you're going to be showing the certificate once you go for the interview after you have been selected. Okay. Once we're done with the instructions, we'll also do a general overview of the timeline, what the process looks like before we take the questions, and then we can start with the applications. Alrighty, let me see what the next thing is. Okay, so we're going to start with our names. Your name, first of all, your name. You need to make sure that your name is going to appear exactly as it appears on your passport. That's if you already have a passport. But note that in order to partake in this year's visa lottery program, you do not need a passport. You don't need a passport, right? But of course, once you win, then you're going to have to get a passport processed for you in order to be able to travel. Your name has to be exactly as it appears on your passport. So, for example, if you have a first name, make sure it's in the first name slot. If you have a last name, it's in the last name slot. And the instructions also tell us, don't include a middle name on the application if it's not in your passport. Okay, note that if there's any mistake with your name, then you could be disqualified. Okay, so guys, take note of that. The instructions say if your passport includes a first, middle, and last name, please list them in the following order. Last name first. That's how we're going to be listing it on the forms. Your last name first, then your first name, and then your middle name. Okay, so that's the order. If you only have one, it must be entered in the family name field. So if you came to this world and your name is just one, Kofi. When we say Kofi, the whole world, you are the only Kofi in the whole world. Like it's just Kofi full stop. That's your name. Then Kofi should be in the last name field. So please take note of that. Okay. The next thing is gender. I mean, I don't have to school you guys on gender. You know, if you're a male, you know you're a male. If you're a female, you know you're a female. So you take the right one that applies. Please don't go and make a mistake. Make sure your fingers are steady when you are clicking, because if you go and click female when you're a man, once you go for the interview, there's trouble. You're going to be disqualified. Okay. Then your birth date, it has to be the day first, then the month and the year. Make sure it's that your birth date as it appears on your birth certificate, on your high school, your high school certificate, everything. Your birth date must be consistent across all your documents. Okay. Next thing is the city where you were born. Make sure that again this tallies with your birth certificate. The city where you were born, and then the country where you were born. If you were born in Ghana, make sure you put there Ghana. If you were born in another country, make sure you put there you were born in another country. Then the next thing is your country of eligibility for the DV program. It will normally be the same as your country of birth. We were just talking about the your country of eligibility. So if you are born in Ghana, please make sure that you check Ghana, okay, wherever you are born. Normally, if you're a native of a country, that's where you are born. So where you are born. And then your photograph, guys, the easiest way, that's why I floated out the information about how to make sure you have the correct photograph. You know, there's instructions, right? And the best thing is just to go to a photographer, and a photographer who actually knows about US visa lotteries, US visas, the requirements, and they'll give you the exact dimensions, the pixels, and all you need to do is scan. We're not photographers here, so we're not going to be going into the details of, you know, the dimensions. Well, we can probably go into that later, but we shared that, so you should have what the dimensions are. You're going to be checking the highest level of your education you have achieved as of today. So, guys, so this is like an exam, right? A lot of the answers there are actually wrong answers. So there are actually wrong answers that you can check and have your application disqualified. And what we mean by that is that, yes, there are some answers that are wrong. So when it comes to how right or wrong an answer can be technically wrong and factually wrong. What you have to do is you have to make sure you're getting it correct on both technicality and fact, and on a fact basis, a factual basis. Okay, so what's the highest level of your education you've achieved as of today? For example, if you take primary school only, that could be a factually correct answer, right? Because maybe you've just finished primary school. That's the highest level of your education, but that is a technically wrong answer, and that will get you disqualified, because completion of primary school education only disqualifies you from the visa lottery, from winning the visa lottery. So you should have at least a high school education, and you have a degree for that. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are taking not only the factually correct answer, but also a technically correct answer. But you need to make sure that it's the truth, essentially. Of course, I've had multiple people asking, oh, if I have a college degree, do I qualify? You more than qualify, because if the minimum you should have is a high school education, then clearly you qualify if you have a college degree or college certification. Okay, then your current marital status. If you are unmarried, just click unmarried. If you are, I actually got some people asking me, oh, lawyer, so if I'm planning on divorcing my husband in 2 months, can I put divorce? No, put the state, your current marital status. So don't forget about your intentions, the possibilities, your feelings, your aspirations. If you aspire to get married within the next month, don't put married. We're not talking by faith here. This is factual, okay? So if you are not married, don't say, okay, I was believing by faith, maybe in a month's time I'm going to be married, or our wedding is scheduled for next month, so I ticked married. Don't take it. If you don't list your spouse, they cannot immigrate with you. Okay, they cannot immigrate with you. So if somebody is asking, what if you're almost done with your degree? You're not, what's the highest level of education you've achieved? So put the highest before the degree, because you don't have a certificate for that degree. So what's the highest before the degree? I think that you can check that. Okay, then married children and children who are already 21 years older, when you submit your entry, they are not eligible for the DV program. So if you have older children who are above 21 years old, or children who are married, they are not eligible. So you don't have to list them. You only have to list all children who are eligible. So living stepchildren who are unmarried and under the age of 21, you have to list them. Biological children, all your children, adopted children, just all your children, list them. So I think that's it. We're going to go onto the main screen. Go to your dvprogram.state.gov, dvprogram.state.gov, and then we're going to be going down the screen. For those of you who can see our screens right here, you will go down and you will see a green rectangular button that says begin entry. So we click on that together. Once you've clicked on it, you are going to see a captcha. Type the characters. Please, again, guys, note, don't call us, don't email us about this unless you're looking to book an appointment with us. This is just pro bono, so it ends right here. If you need more help, comment under these videos, and if you find something recurring, we're going to, respond to it as best as we're able to. Okay, so guys, don't forget to share this on your pages, on your social media, send to your WhatsApp pages, your groups, your school groups, and let people, do their applications as well if they qualify. Thank you all for joining, and don't forget, guys, to subscribe, like, share, comment do everything under these videos so that they can be shown to more people. Thank you all. I'll see y'all later. Take care and bye.